Okay guys, so I am about to start cooking, and I just wanted to say that I've been contemplating on what to start my part 6 series on, because I have so much to tell in my story. It's a lot, and I want you guys to be following everything through so you won't get confused. So I don't want you to start at part 6 and be like, okay, so where's part 1? You're not gonna really fully understand. So if you are new to my channel, start at part 1 first. And welcome, of course. I don't want you to not know anything about me just yet. I want you to know everything, not some things. Okay, but I do want to say this though. I had to learn how to forgive, because I know the last time we talked, it was mainly about me forgiving my adopted mother and all the things, right? So I had to do that before God could start blessing me the way that He wanted to start blessing me. So I forgave her, and when I talked to that angel that day, I kept asking him, like, what's your name? What's your name? What's your name? You know, so I could pray for him, because he basically was like, he wasn't, you know, he didn't like being down there, in so many words. So just to confirm that I knew that I was talking to an angel, I kept asking him, like, what's your name? And every single time, guys, God is my witness, every single time I asked this man what was his name, he kept smiling and pointing up to the sky. Every single time. So I was like, okay, now I know I'm not tripping. But you know, like the human in us, like we know what it is, and then we're still trying to find some explanation to not believe in what God is already telling us. Raise your hand and say I if you have. If you're not, I know you're lying. But it's just like in so many different aspects of life, like we've all done it, if you really want to be real about it. Because it's just, I don't know, we're so accustomed to, we got to have that definite answer before we start believing. And that's where a lot of us get misconstrued in our faith, because we just automatically got us to put pinpoint or see it with our own eyes before we start believing it. And that's not faith. That's not faith whatsoever. That's why God keeps telling us in so many words that ye of little faith. We got to have that faith in Him. So fast forward, I ended up forgiving her. It took me a while to do that. I was still hard-headed because I felt like she took a lot from me, and she covered up what her husband was doing to me because of the love of money that he was providing, and she could not go without. And plus, I was a source of income. So I felt like she just, for whatever reason, she felt the need to do that. God bless her. I don't know. Is it going to change the fact that it's already been done? No. But I do pray for her that she gets to have a closer relationship with God. So I'm just like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to buckle up and just ask God for that strength, because the girl did not have it in her. I felt like I was literally being robbed of everything that made me who I was, if that makes sense. Like my happiness, the things that I wanted in life, just to be the woman that God created me to be, I felt like I couldn't do it because of the simple fact of all the trauma that I had endured in my life. So God had to humble me and tell me that it's not always about me. It's about the next person. And ever since I've had that concept, I've been better. I've been able to deal with a lot of headache, heartache, all the above, right? And you'll start learning that too eventually once you start, getting closer with God and having that relationship. And hint, 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 following your girl. So you like how I threw that in there? But in all honesty, I had to really buckle down, like I said previously. I really did. Because if I didn't, my soul still would have been at stake. And I tell you this, right after that, I lived at a halfway house for recovering addicts. Because that's what I was. I had a drinking problem. I had other problems that I will not go into detail. Just due to safety reasons and don't want to trigger anybody. But in hindsight, I used to walk to this meeting every day. And when I walked to this meeting, it was an intersection. So this was the busiest road, the intersection I had to cross over. And I never forget it, I was walking down and I seen this white van approach me. And all of a sudden he flipped his lights at me. So I was like, okay, so I can go. And it was the little white man said it was time for me to go. So as I'm walking, so this is the car, this is me. He's literally about to hit me. I'm like, oh my God. In that moment, I could not tell you how I jumped over that van, how it happened, that I'm still here. The only explanation that I could possibly think of, and that I know for a fact, was the grace of God. Okay? And when I look back, that van was in complete opposite lane. God moved that van from hitting me. And that was literally a week after I started to forgive my adoptive mother. The devil wanted me to go, okay? He tried. And God said, not with this one. And he's doing the same thing with you. I know there have been time and time and time again, you have been going through it. I promise you, I know it, I feel it. You have been going through it. And the devil just keeps coming harder and harder, but it's for a reason. You're doing everything right. You're going to church, you're going to work, you're not living the lifestyle you used to do. You're doing everything right, and yet you're still struggling. But God, I promise you, if you keep fighting the good fight, keep fighting, it'll all be worth it. Now, I literally don't know, and I was so shook up. I was so shook up. I could not believe, this man literally almost ran me off. After he blinked his lights for me to cross over. I was like, that was the devil inside of him. Because the look on his face, I'm sorry. I guess he didn't see me. That was the face that he gave me. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. But I know in a spiritual realm, the devil had jumped inside of him. And what he thought was going to happen, God prevailed. And I'm thankful for that. So I'm able to be here to tell you that story and to give you a little glimmer of hope that God will fight your battles, Exodus 14:14. You don't have to do anything, but just allow him to do that for you. So, in that moment, I went there to that meeting, probably about a month after that, the same meeting. And I was getting off from work, and God kept telling me, go to this certain meeting, go to this certain meeting. I was tired. When I tell you your girl was tired, I was tired. I was like, I don't know. I don't want to go. I know I need to have this meeting, so I have all my meetings this week. Yada, yada, yada. I said, okay. So I finally bowed down and became obedient and said, all right, Lord, I'm going, excuse me. I went. I met my roommate there, and it was just like any other meeting. Like, we were just chit-chatting, waiting for the meeting to start. And the moment I sat down, I heard this wail. Like, it was so indescribable. I can't even explain it. If you experience them, you would know. And that cry, it, like, when I tell you, it pierced everything in me. Like, I started catching chills. Like, I said, I don't know what's going on, but I need to see what's going on. I told her that. She was like, well, just go see. I said, I don't know. Then there was a lady coming in, and they had to almost carry her. When I seen that, in my spirit, it hit me. She lost someone. And it was somebody very dear to her. And it started, like, coming in full circle. This is the reason why I told you to be here. To help her, to heal her, to help her, to heal her. And I listened. Long story short, when I told that woman, that young lady, what I had went through, because she had experienced the same thing. Once I found out, I asked her, may I ask what's going on so I can know how to pray for you? And she told me she just lost her mom. I told her, I said, honey, I literally just lost my mom 6 months ago. And I know how it is. And when all her friends was consoling her and all the things, and it didn't work. It didn't work. And the moment I told her that, like, it was like peace that came off over her. And I said, can I pray with you? And I prayed with her. And the moment I said amen, she stopped crying. And she grabbed my hand and she looked at me, she said, thank you. Just thank you for being obedient. All of that was well worth it for me to come to that meeting. And guess what? By the time I was done with her, I still didn't go to that meeting. I was there, but I didn't sit in it. I was helping someone who was in pain. Their burden became my burden because I know how it is. And I sat there and I rocked her and I rocked her and I rocked her because I know how it is to lose a parent. And I didn't have anybody to rock me and hold me. I probably did, but in that moment, I didn't want it because what I wanted, they could not give me, and that was my mom. So I didn't want anyone to touch me at that moment. People hugged, whatever, rubbed my back, but it wasn't consolidating me. It was not helping me. I was thankful that they were there, but in hindsight, it was not helping me because I wanted my mother. And I became really good friends with them. Mind you, like I said, I just lost my mom 6 months ago, and this young lady and older women literally asked me to be their sponsor. When I told them, I said, ma'am, I'm only 6 months clean and safer. You know what they said? Oh my God, I didn't know. They said, whenever you get 1 year, let me know because I need a sponsor. Do you know that made me feel so good? It made me feel like, thank you, Lord, I'm doing something. This whole time, it was not for me, it was for them. for me to be able to tell them I've experienced that. And with the help of God, look where I'm at right now. And I was just in it. I literally, it was fresh off the press. But how he covered me and helped me, you couldn't see what I just went through. I didn't look like it. I didn't smell like it. None of that. I walked through the fiery furnace and didn't smell like smoke because he was right there with me. So all I'm saying is when God tells you to be obedient in something, it's for a reason. It's for a reason. We may not see it now, but eventually we will. We will. We will. And when I tell you, God blows my mind. And I become speechless very often because my mind can't even fathom not being with him, not knowing him, not having a relationship with him through everything that I went through. Every single time I see someone get saved or baptized, I cry. Because that's another soul that the devil has lost. Oh, and hell is mad. But God. But God. God has the last say so. Not this world. Not this world. And that's the precious thing about it. You may say and do whatever you please that you may want to do, whatever. But ultimately, he has the last say so. And in this moment, I want you guys to think of something that God has done for you, that you know only God, it was God. And put it in comments. I want to see, I want us to be able to congratulate each other and knowing that you know where your help come from. Because if it wasn't for him, none of us would be here. You wouldn't even be here watching this video. We all know that. If he didn't wake us up this morning, we wouldn't be here. But I do want to tell my story about how I was lost. I was lost. I was hanging around the wrong people. I got pregnant. I got an abortion. I was adopted. I was molested. You know, I went through physical, mental, emotionally, sexual, financial abuse. Like, I went through it all. And now I'm able to teach one and to help others to know that our God is bigger than anything that we've been through. And I need us to come together as disciples of Christ and to help each other, pray for one another, love on each other, celebrate each other. Just the things that God wants us to do are so much bigger than what we see with our little eyes and ears, what we hear. It's nothing compared to what he will and can do. And that is what gives me hope. Because I know the God that I serve, the Father that I didn't have in my life, he's everything that I didn't have and some. And whenever his little girl called him, I know that I will be heard. I know that I will be comforted. I know for a fact that he's going to do something about it. And that right there speaks volumes. There are so many young girls out here and young men who were fatherless, motherless, and the above. Some parents were there, but they weren't there. Emotionally, some financially, you know, physically, whatever. But he was that entire time. And he gave you the strength to go through it and to come out on top. And that's why it's so important for us to have that community, so we're able to push the other one when they don't have the strength like we did, because we've been there. And if that happens all over the world, boy, let me tell you, we will be unstoppable. The devil will be so afraid to even enter into the world. He's just gonna like, you know what? Here's the keys. I'm done. I can't. I can't. I lost. I know I already lost, but this time I know I lost. Like, I can't do anything about it.